What happens when you die is often discussed in cultural, religious, and philosophical terms, but medicine defines death in practical and measurable ways. From a biological perspective, death occurs when the body permanently loses the ability to maintain the functions that keep it alive. Most importantly, the activity of the brain and the circulation of blood.
Doctors determine death primarily in two ways. One is brain death, which means there's no electrical activity in the brain and no chance that brain function will return. The other is cardiac death, which occurs when the heart stops beating and blood no longer circulates through the body. In both cases, oxygen delivery to cells stops and vital organs begin to fail.
In some situations, cardiac death is not immediately permanent. If the heart stops but medical intervention restores circulation within a short time, a person can sometimes be revived. This window is usually limited to about 4 to 6 minutes. After this period, the lack of oxygen causes irreversible brain damage and recovery is no longer possible. Once this threshold is passed, death becomes biologically permanent. When the heart stops beating, the body begins to change almost immediately. Blood is no longer pumped, so oxygen is no longer delivered to cells. Brain cells are among the most sensitive to oxygen deprivation and begin to shut down within minutes. Other organs follow soon after, as energy production inside cells comes to a halt. As biological death sets in, the muscles throughout the body begin to relax. This includes muscles that normally remain under constant tension. As a result, the bladder and bowels may empty, and gases trapped in the digestive system can be released. These changes are a normal consequence of muscle relaxation and loss of nervous system control. In some cases, air moving out of the lungs and throat can produce sounds. These noises may resemble moaning or groaning, but they are not signs of consciousness or awareness. They are caused by physical processes as air escapes and tissues settle. Small muscle movements or twitches can also occur due to residual electrical activity in nerve cells, even though the brain is no longer functioning. Within the first few hours after death, blood begins to settle in the lowest parts of the body due to gravity. This process is known as Livor Mortis. It causes purplish or dark red discoloration of the skin in areas where blood pools. The pattern of this pooling can later provide clues about the position of the body after death. At the same time, the body starts to cool. This process is called Algor Mortis. Without internal heat production, body temperature gradually moves toward the temperature of the surrounding environment. The rate of cooling depends on factors such as room temperature, clothing, body size, and air circulation. Several hours after death, the muscles begin to stiffen in a process known as rigor mortis. This happens because chemical changes inside muscle cells prevent them from relaxing. Rigor mortis typically begins in smaller muscles, such as those in the jaw and neck, and later spreads to larger muscle groups. After about 1 to 2 days, this stiffness gradually fades as the muscles break down. As circulation has stopped, cells no longer receive oxygen or nutrients, and waste products are no longer removed. This leads to cell breakdown and creates an environment in which bacteria can multiply rapidly. Many of these bacteria are already present in the body, particularly in the digestive system. After death, they begin to digest surrounding tissues. This stage marks the beginning of decomposition. The immune system no longer functions, allowing microorganisms to spread freely. Gases produced by bacterial activity cause the body to bloat. The skin may blister and loosen as deeper layers break down. Hair and nails may appear longer, not because they are growing, but because the surrounding skin is dehydrating and shrinking. As decomposition progresses, soft tissues gradually liquefy. Stronger structures such as bones, cartilage, and hair persist longer. The odor associated with decomposition becomes increasingly strong due to the release of sulfur-containing gases and other byproducts of bacterial activity. The speed of this process varies widely depending on temperature, moisture, burial conditions, and exposure to insects or animals. If a body is left above ground and exposed to insects, decomposition can advance rapidly. Insects lay eggs, which hatch into larvae that feed on soft tissue. In such conditions, much of the body can be broken down within weeks. When a body is buried, decomposition generally occurs more slowly, especially if it has been embalmed. In some burial environments, it may take several years before only skeletal remains are left. Over longer periods, even bones are not permanent. Minerals gradually return to the surrounding soil, and the physical remains become part of the environment. From a biological standpoint, the body is recycled into the ecosystem, contributing matter and nutrients back to the earth. While medicine can describe these physical processes in detail, it cannot answer questions about personal experience after death. Some people who have been resuscitated after brief periods of cardiac arrest report experiences such as sensations of light, detachment, or awareness. Others report no experience at all. These accounts occur during periods when the brain is under extreme stress and oxygen deprivation, and they do not represent biological death itself. Philosophical and religious traditions offer many interpretations of what may happen beyond physical death. Some propose the continuation of consciousness or the existence of a soul independent of the body. Others suggest that consciousness ends when brain activity stops. These ideas reflect cultural beliefs rather than measurable biological processes. From a scientific perspective, death marks the end of organized biological function. The body transitions from a self-regulating system to a collection of chemical and physical processes governed by the environment. What remains beyond that point is a matter of belief rather than observation. Understanding what happens to the body after death can clarify what science can explain and where its limits lie. Biology describes the processes that occur when life ends, but questions about meaning, awareness, or continuation fall outside the scope of measurement and remain open to interpretation.